10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, studio.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Paul Chandler, the Shy Yeti. He's not that shy.
Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
It's the quiet ones you've got to watch, you know.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Boy, he's not all that shy, is right.
Blimey, Governor, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Excellent.
512.
Hello, campers. How are you?
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? I'm all right. Yes. So, what's this episode going to be about? Well, it sees the return of an old friend of ours, but, rather mysterious occurrences, this episode. You probably heard of a seance. I mean, everyone's heard about seances. I'm not saying that we've taken part in them, but we've heard of them. But I don't think I'd ever heard of a pie seance. You know, like, so basically a seance with a pie. Well, as you can guess, our special guest is somebody who knows a lot about pies. It's Charlie Grrr. But anyway, this pie seance, that apparently there was a message for me. And, well, as you'll find out, all quite disturbing. Let's run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Yes, but it's a positive thing, Paul. The highlight, the Shy Life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
Hello, Paul.
You don't want for now.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious. This particular episode of the Shy Life is a little more abstract than usual.
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, I hope he hasn't found out my secret. I think he has.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
Sorry, did we say?
Yeah, I am strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
But has the Shy Life Podcast slowed down? I don't think so.
It's all gooey and meaty and yum, 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 yum.
Hello, listeners, back again. So, yes, a pie seance. Yeah, we've had seances on this show before. We've contacted a number of people over the years, but never with a pie. At least I don't think so. It was new to me. I thought it was new to me. Anyway, before we get on to that, I suppose I ought to update you as to what's been going on. I haven't seen Ick for a few days. He's busy being a proud parent. We're all still very nervous about Uck, his child, his fully grown child with the bad Cockney accent and stubble, who seems very, very interested in reading lots of horror books. But I've not seen that much for him, but Cromitty has been playing sort of babysitter quite a lot. Haven't you, Cromitty? I have, Paul, yes. And it's, yes, I feel a chill. I really do. There's something odd about that child. Well, he's not really a child. No, he's not, is he? He was a child for a matter of minutes and then became almost like a clone of Ick. Yes, well, we did not know what to expect, but Sister Ooh tells me that is what is to be expected. But I don't know how that's possible if nobody even knew what was expected. Anyway, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Cromitty. Hopefully we'll get to speak to Ick, soon. I'm just very nervous. I don't blame you, Paul. I'm nervous and I have to go over there and babysit. You should take your turn. I should take my turn. I know I should. But anyway, what else has been going on? The newlyweds are they're all happy, I think. Oh, Bettina and Damius. Oh, I mean August. Yes. It's still very new for us, but There seem to be popping off for weekends to Paris and all sorts. I guess making up for lost time when we weren't able to travel so much. But what do you think they'll do next, Paul? How do you think they will relax into this newlywed situation? Well, now August isn't living at the flat with us. There's a bit more space. Oh yes, a bit more space down in the lab. I've been able to get rid of all of the art equipment. When you say get rid of, you've not chucked it away. Oh no, of course not. I've just had it shipped to August and Bettina. She's got much more space. Well, she does live in a very big house, although how much of it she actually gets to use. Anyway, she doesn't get to use the full house because it's opened up for tourists, although they haven't had a lot of tourists until recently. Yes. Well, she still has more space than we do. Yes, that's true. Who else? Martin and Tallulah. Oh, they're about, aren't they? Yes, we've seen them. And, of course, Yeti Uncle John. Oh, yes, the David Bailey of the podcast. David, yes. Still doing his photography. I guess it keeps him quiet. He hasn't done anything too awful at the moment, other than embarrassing Jay the Haunt Cub. And embarrassing me. He's tried to get me to pose without my shirt on. I would have thought that would be, something you'd encourage, Oh, Paul, I am not thinking about Yeti Uncle John anymore. Oh yes, of course, I forgot. Yes, because our listeners, I've put Cromitty in touch with my friend Milo. And, have you been out for your first date yet? Oh, well, we've been for a coffee, and it was good. Yes. Although he did nearly drown in my tea. Yes, I've got listeners. Milo's very small. Sometimes he's very big, but mostly he's very small. Yes. Well, I think we have something in common, so hopefully, who knows? Well, that's good news, Cromitty. That's good news. But Yeti Uncle John, yes, I'm still concerned about him revelling in what he did with the shame inspectors, Isaac and Declan, exposing them, or exposing supposedly what they've done with cryptic crossword. I don't know. Looking at the answers, and it doesn't ring true to me. Those two, they know their computer games. You can't cheat in these things. Well, he has the photos, Paul. I know he has the photos, but Yeti Uncle John would go to any length to get his revenge on those two. He doesn't, as you know, he doesn't believe he ever did anything wrong. Well, that's true. He does not take responsibility. Yeah, well, nobody seems to these days. But no, it doesn't ring true. I don't like the idea that Isaac and Declan are locked up in their own shame jail. They're still getting to do their podcasts. Yeah, they are. I just don't think it's going to end well. I think this is going to come back on Yeti Uncle John. You really think he's faked the photos and the evidence? Well, he's in shame jail with all sorts of people, including forgers. I think Coconut Jim, his friend Coconut Jim, I think he's a forger, or was a forger, or whatever. Well, Paul, you have to be careful what you say these days. Yes, you do. But that includes Yeti Uncle John saying things about Isaac and Declan. I think it's going to come back to bite him. Oh dear. Well, he'll just keep on taking photos for now. Yes, for now. Anyway, you'll hear from Yeti Uncle John and Martin and Cromitty and I because we were involved in this pie seance. Oh yes, Paul, the pie seance. Most strange. Well, yes. So, I think before we go any further, we should probably pause here and talking about quizzes and cryptic crosswords. We should have a quiz, one of the quizzes that Callum and I recorded. And then we'll come back, and I'll tell you how it all began. Will there be Sutton Park this episode, Paul? I think there will be. I think there will be Sutton Park later on in the episode. I think we'll need it after I've told the story about the pie seance. Anyway, have a listen to a quiz and see what we got up to. Yes. Coming up now. This will be fun. You're already waiting.
Yeah, I think it might have been your connection rather than my one.
Yeah, you said that.
Because my internet's been okay here. What a blow! You just froze.
I was busy telling. I heard you say, "Have you frozen?" And I looked at you frozen, and then suddenly we all vanished. So yeah, my three singles purchases were Just What I Was Wanted by Mary Wilson, and The Slightest Touch by 5 Star, which is my favourite 5 Star song, which was their last top 5 hit. And it's also weirdly enough, I'd already bought it, and then my friend Adam from America said that Steps' next single was a cover of The Slightest Touch. So it's the in song. Their version's quite like the original version. Apparently Louise did a version for her greatest hits at some point. And my third single was I don't know if you know this one, because it was only a top 15 or 16. It's Videotech by Dollar.
Oh yeah. That would be my first track that comes into my head when you mentioned Dollar. Videotech. Yeah. The Videotech.
Well, did you know about that song? Is that it was either a single or a track of the second not very well known Buggles album. Actually, the first Buggles album isn't very well known either, not the actual album, but it's written by.
But I can believe it.
It's written by Trevor Horn, and it's. I have a copy of that second album by Buggles, and Videotech is on there. There's basically a Buggles song that Dollar redid and got as an actual slight hit. I remember it being on Top of the Pops around that time when I saw the repeats, and it was one of those ones that was on 2 or 3 times because it kept going up. It didn't come in massively high, and slowly kind of went, even though it never went into the top 10, it kind of crept its way slowly. So it was one of it probably got more attention because it kept going up slowly. Yeah, I think that's my.
Are these like vinyls, 45s then you're purchasing?
Yeah, for my record player. Yeah, well, I bought a new box for my 45s.
Okay.
Although I bought a few weird shaped ones that won't fit in the box. I bought these are all really cheap, but these are off eBay. And I bought one of my favourite Tracy Ullman singles, which was one that wasn't a hit, called Terry, which was also a Kirsty MacColl song.
Yeah.
The version I got was it's like shaped like a television, so I think it probably runs around the circle within the television shape, but I haven't actually played it yet. But I've taken all of my vinyl out of their packaging because I was just stacking them up and still in their packaging. But then I realised if I took them out of their packaging, then I could actually fit them where they should be. So, because the packaging sort of doubles or triples the size of them. So,
one of the Everly brothers has passed on as well. I think that was
Well, somebody
yesterday.
said it was the remaining one because the other one would have already been dead. So
Yeah,
there's
I'm not surprised.
There's no Everly Brothers now.
The Everly Built brothers.
I've been reading 5 books in the morning. Two autobiographies, 1 novel, 1 book of short stories, and 1 book of letters. I'm reading the 3rd Inspector Wexford by Louis Vendel, and I'm reading Woody Allen's autobiography, which I've had for a while, but kind of started reading and got distracted, and it's very funny. Really. It's kind of like reading a very long stand-up sketch, very long stand-up.
Mm.
Yeah. And
is he still in disgrace? I can't remember.
He's only in disgrace from people who think he's in disgrace. He hasn't actually been found guilty of anything, whereas Mia Farrow's been found guilty of quite a few things. Then I'm reading Sybil Shepherd's autobiography, which I bought because it was very cheap, and actually that's really interesting as well. I think it says Sybil Shepherd with, so how much of it is the writer taking her stories and making, or how much it's Sybil Shepherd is hard to say. But I'm reading a short story to Patricia Highsmith.
Okay,
which are quite. It's quite good because they're not, none of them are that.
They're
long,
not the Ripley, not the
Ripley ones. No, they're all quite sort of a bit Tales of the Unexpected-y, but some of them not. Some of them are. Some of them more murderous than others. I bought Toby the hardback of it, but I never get around to reading if I'm having to have the actual book in front of me. And then I'm reading the Letters of Shirley Jackson, which I do have some of her books. Well, she hasn't done that. She didn't do that many books, but I like this. I got my iPhone told me that if I was reading Patricia Highsmith or something, I should try this new book of letters. And I read a sample, and I thought, it sounds. You can just read a letter. You can just read a letter. You don't have to read. You don't have to read loads of it. So.
You still read the last page first?
No, not so much. No. But then I read less books that it would matter if I did. So. Also, now I read mostly on my phone. If I did that, I'd be worried I wouldn't be able to find the page.
Yeah.
I watch quite a lot of films on.
Oh yeah, you're always watching films.
Yeah, but on Prime, I've watched a couple of David Tennant ones. One with Kelly MacDonald. I thought it was like a recent one, and then I thought he looks too young for this to be a recent one. And it turned out it was 2011. It was written by Sally Phillips. It was called The Decoy Bride, and it was set in Scotland, although I think they might have filmed some of it in the Isle of Man, and it was perfectly enjoyable. And he was doing his Doctor Who accent, even though he was up in Scotland. And then it led me to another film that Kelly MacDonald was in called In the Electric Mist, which was set in, like, I don't know, Mississippi or New Orleans, but not actually in, like, somewhere in those sort of area. And it was actually quite a sort of crimey type one with an old actor with a 3-barreled name, who was it, Tommy Lee Jones, possibly.
Lee Jones.
And Kelly MacDonald was in that. She was doing an American accent and got murdered about halfway through. She wasn't in it that much. And then I watched another David Tennant one where he was a nasty man, and he was doing it. He was supposed to be set in Portland. I wasn't sure whether he was doing what was a Portland accent or whether he was just, because he did an American accent when he did Jessica Jones and was a baddie in that. It's quite quite good at being baddies, but I was wonder whether he's played too many baddies, because he's played some quite high. Like when he did that one where he was the serial killer, he's done quite a few where he's been basically serial killer. But, he's going to get pigeonholed.
Well, he played that Des, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did you watch that? I did watch that.
Yeah, I watched that.
He had Scottish accent in that, though, didn't he?
It was about these two like doormen on a hotel who, when they got the cars to drive to the garage, when the like the guests, the people who come to the hotel or to the restaurant leave their car with the doorman drives it to instead of driving it to the garage whilst they're having the meal, one of them would drive to, I don't know how likely this would be. They were able to trace them back by just kind of where they'd come from, and then burgle their houses and bring the car back in time to. And unfortunately, David Tennant's house, he was a serial killer, and when one of them broke into a room, they found this girl chained up, and he wasn't very nice.
Did you watch Broadchurch? I can't remember if you watched that in the end. Did you?
No, I never watched that, or the American, because he was in the American version.
Yeah, I only watched the first one because that was the one was on ITV Hub, and I know there were subsequent, at least one more series, maybe two more, but I don't know. I can't even know if he was in
I think he was in all the way through. But he was in the American version, but Olivia Colman wasn't.
Right.
Well, because it was done by the guy who now does Doctor Who did Torchwood, who
that was it.
Chris Chibnall, who I was never a massive fan of Torchwood or the stuff he did for Doctor Who before he did Doctor Who. So I didn't really watch Broadchurch, but I wouldn't be against it, I suppose.
I think it might be on BritBox.
Yeah, which means I won't see it because I'm not getting BritBox. But.
Yeah.
But there are loads of things on Prime. Toby doesn't rate Prime; he just says it's rubbish movies. But I think Netflix is full of pretty rubbish movies. With there are good ones, but Prime has some quite obscure things, and it has sort of old stuff that I've never. I'm like the Doris Day Show, or I Love Lucy, or Rowan and Martin's Laughing, which I've watched a few episodes of all of those and want to watch more, but there's just not enough time in the day. But it's quite interesting from a point of view of old TV and some of the films. And also you can buy other films and add them to your collection.
Do you want me to read you a question?
Yes.
Which British band fronted by Ben Volpierre Pierrot? Do you know it already after I've given that name?
Curiosity Killed the Cat.
Yes. American band Weezer had their first big British hit in 1995 with a song named after which rock and roll legend?
Buddy Holly.
Who had a number one hit in 2001 with Because I Got High? Ooh, I don't think you'll get this. I wouldn't know this one.
Manic Biscuit. No, what's it called? No, I don't.
You got part of the name anyway. Yeah.
Limp Biscuit. No.
No, Afro Man.
That was just coincidence.
Complete the title of Malcolm McLaren's top three hits from 1983. Double Dutch. Which 2011 song by Maroon 5 featuring Christina Aguilera has the initials Mike, Lima, Juliet?
Move Like Jagger.
Yes. The 1959 rock and roll.
Like in Dancing in the Street.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Ooh. The 1959 rock and roll classic, Come On Everybody, returned to the top 20 in 1988. Who was the singer?
Jive Bunny.
No, it's the original Doodah. It's Eddie Cochran.
Yeah.
Eddie Cockroach.
I'm sure there was a sample of that in the Jive Bunny song.
I'm sure there was. 1980s. New song in 1983 was the debut hit for which British singer?
Howard Jones.
Correct. 90s. Which Britpop band fronted by John Power had hits like 1996's Walk Away?
Cast.
21st Century. In 2003, who had his fourth number one hit with Leave Right Now?
Was it Will Young?
It was, yes.
I didn't realise he had as many number ones. But I suppose because he probably had like that his first one, and then he had one with Gareth Gates, and then he probably had some other one, and then that one.
Titles. Complete the title of Calvin Harris's hit from 2006, Acceptable in...
The 80s. It's his only good song. I mean, it's my favourite song of his.
Which 1987 song by Wet 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 has the initials Sierra Lima Mike?
Can you read that one again?
Which 1987 song by Wet 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 has the initials SLM? Sierra Lima Mike. It's a big hit.
Yeah, I just can't get those letters.
Maybe one of your favourite ones by them. Sweet Little Mystery. Which 1974 American number one for the Steve Miller Band reached number one in Britain 16 years later?
You're confused with that. Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash? That was also for the same sort of reason.
An advert, was it?
Yeah, no, I can't. I know it.
Get that?
I do know. I do know it.
It's the Joker.
Yeah, too short a name to stay in my head. One
more. Which band had a hit in 1983 with Undercover of the Night, complete with a controversial video?
Rolling Stones.
Yes. 90s. Which British singer went to number one with her debut single, Because We Want To?
Billy Piper.
1998. Yes, Billy.
Yeah, thanks out there because I want to.
The 2001 hit, number one hit, Pure and Simple, was the first single for which group?
Hearsay.
Hearsay, yes. Complete the title of Ida Maria's 2008 hit, I Like You So Much Better When...
You're dead.
Oh, almost.
Asleep.
Naked. Which 1991 song by Salt and Pepper has the initials Lima Tango Alpha Sierra? This is naughty as well.
Let's talk about saxophones.
Okay. Oldies. In which year did Elton John's Candle in the Wind first reach the top 10? 1974, 1988, or 1997?
1974. I thought I was going to. Yeah, that was. I wasn't exactly sure, but I didn't. They made it too easy by saying that.
Is that your final answer?
Oh, you're telling me it's not. I thought it did. Well, say again then. It was really. That's when it originally comes from.
What year did it first reach the top 10?
Maybe it didn't make the top 10 the first time. So whatever the 80s date was.
Yeah, 88.
There was. I remember there being like a Candle in the Wind, like a live album. But I didn't realise that it never made the top 10 the first because 74 is roughly when it was first released. I think it was that 80s version was when I first heard it.
Let's got into it.
Yeah. But it was originally written in 1973. Live version. Original version. Oh, look.
73.
Well, they're very lucky. The single release of the original song released in the UK charts in 1974, it reached number 11.
Good question, then.
Yeah, it was only just. It was not released as a single in the United States, as Benny and the Jets was chosen instead.
Oh yes.
Apparently,
Benny and the Jets.
although it was meant to be about Marilyn Monroe, Bernie Taupin heard the phrase "candle in the wind" used in tribute to Janis Joplin when she died.
Mm.
So I didn't know that he stole it. He stole something that was in tribute to somebody else for somebody else, and then they eventually used it as tribute to somebody else. Interesting.
England's Rose.
I won't ask you any quizzes this time. That's
No, it's very late.
Very late. Dark.
It will be nice to join in.
So, there we go. There was a quiz. Yes, Paul. So now, the pie seance. Tell the listeners about the pie seance. Okay. Well, it happened like this. Charlie just rung up out of the blue. We don't hear from him that much. He's a very busy bear, but he called. And, well, it went a bit like this. Hello? Hello, Paul, is that you? Charlie, how are you doing? Haven't heard from you for a while. Happy New Year? I can't remember if we've said that already. Yes, Happy New Year. Happy Pie Year, as I say. Yeah, yes, Happy Pie Year. Did you have any good pies over Christmas? I had 217 good pies, yes. 217? That sounds a lot even for you. No, well, it was the Christmas period. Some of them were mince pies, so they were smallish. Oh, I've seen your mince pies. I've been to Christmas parties with you. Your idea of a mince pie is most people's. It's a false. It wasn't a little handheld pie. It's anyway. As long as you enjoyed yourself. Oh yes, I did. It was very good. But anyway, I need to contact you, Paul. Oh well, you have done. I'm here. What have you? What did you want to say? Well, Paul, I don't know if you've ever heard of a pie seance. Pie seance. Well, is it like it sounds? Yes, Paul, it is a seance conducted with a pie. Okay. When you get messages from the pie, is it like a seance where you're hearing from people that are long since past? Or is it messages from pies that are long since past? Paul, don't be stupid. No. Pies do not contact you from the dead. Well, they're not dead anyway. When you eat a pie, you assimilate it. It becomes part of the bear who eats it, or whoever eats it. Well, that's a nice way of thinking about it. Yes, I guess that's the case. There's no such thing as a dead pie. No such thing as a dead pie, not at all. No, it just becomes part of the bear. Yeah, well, that's kind of... But so, still, my question is, when you do a pie seance, who or what are you contacting? Well, it is pretty much like a normal seance. You don't know any spirits that are in the room. gin, vodka, whiskey, brandy? No, Paul, you know what I mean. That is a very, very old joke. It jolly well is, yes. It was an old joke when my friend Elaine did it on Sutton Park back in about 1992. So, yeah. So, pie seance. Why do I need to know about pie seances? Well, it's because I received a message. A message for you, Paul. I received a message for you from a dead friend. Well, Paul, this was a little bit extraordinary. It was a little bit different. It wasn't from, well, as far as I'm aware, it wasn't from a dead friend. It was from an alternate dimension friend. Oh dear, really? Sorry, listeners. I only sound so uncertain because if you remember, long-time listeners, we did make journeys into another dimension where my poetry was successful and where I was a big famous star, but my alternate reality me wanted me to swap places, and also my relative, Bold Sasquatch, I think he ended up over there as well. It's been a very long time. I forget the details. Yes, Paul, well, they're contacting you. Oh dear. Can't we just, forget about it? Well, I would say they are trying to contact you. You should listen to them. Also, I'm fed up with them bothering me. Really? How often do you do pie seances? I do them at least once a week because, the pies you use for a pie seance, the special pies, very, very good pies. Very good pies indeed, very special, high-quality pies. And the best thing of all, can you guess what it is? Can I guess what it... Do you get to eat them at the end? Oh, yes, Paul, yes, we do, yes, that's what happens. How did you know? I don't know, it's just kind of a wild guess. Yes, well, thing is, every time I try and do a pie seance, I keep getting messages for you. So I want you to come. I want you to hear the messages. I want you to deal with it. They're getting in the way. Getting in the way? Getting in the way of messages that are for me. Do you get a lot of messages from the pie seance? I most certainly do, Paul. I get messages from fans. Fans going back years and years. You get messages from your dead fans via your pie seance? Absolutely, Paul. But because the messages are now trying to come for you, they are blocking, all the adoration from your dead fans. Oh, I see. Yes, Paul, it's upsetting me, Paul. So you have to come along. You can bring people if you want. Bring people? Well, when you do a pie seance, usually a few of you there, so why not bring some of your friends with you? Okay, well, where are you? Are you in the country? Yes, Paul, I'm in London. I'm preparing for a show. Oh, that's good. I didn't know about that. No, it's a corporate event. Oh, well, those must pay quite well. Yes, Paul, plenty of pies are involved. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Well, just let me know when we can meet and we'll meet up. Yes, right. I shall do that. And yes, you should come over as soon as possible. So, listeners, we did go over, didn't we, Cromitty? Yes, Paul, you were hoping to ignore it, but you really need to hear your messages. You need to commune with your contacts in the other dimension. Yes. I did feel bad, I suppose. I think if it had been dead people, it would have spooked me a bit. But I mean, I have met my fair, share of ghosts and stuff. So I don't know why, but in a way, communing with the other dimension a side of the podcast that I hope was long gone. It got a bit nasty in places, and yeah. And as I say, I've tried to block a lot of it out. You only have to go back and listen to the old episodes, Paul. We could put a clip of some of what was going on. Oh, maybe you should do. Maybe we should. Yes, there are going to be a few clips, not many, just a few, of the times we met the other dimensional me. And I don't know it'll make much sense, but anyway, we'll put them on now. What? No. Listen, listeners. There's an elephant in the room. No, that's not you, Dealey. You're a cat. There's an elephant. It's a metaphorical elephant. It's not a real elephant. I know there's an elephant in the room. I know. I'm ignoring it. I'm just ignoring it. The whole thing about... You remember what happened? Do you remember what happened? Do you really want a flashback? Am I going to have to drag the episode out? Okay, I can have a flashback if you want. Hello, Paul. I thought I'd find you here. It is you. I hope nobody sees us. What do you mean? Are you ashamed of me? Well, no, but will it look weird? Or will they just think, no, you look strange. You look like you're only half here, like a ghost or something. It's because I'm still in the other dimension. Yes, okay, so it probably does look a bit strange. Come on then, what did you want to tell me? Who's been following me? Not that Cromitty bloke. Yes, it is him. He has been trouble. He is, well, it's fine. I have dealt with him. How did you even know he was here? I told him to keep an eye on you. At least originally, Yes, he really is a little bit too crazy. You used to work with him? Well, he used to be on Sutton Park when, he was only an actor. He seems to have gone a bit crazy. He wasn't like a mad professor on Sutton Park or anything. So I don't know why he's acting like this. Years of not working, I expect. I don't know. I did a photo shoot with him a few years ago for one of my Mouse of Commons books, because I was using characters from Sutton Park in one of those, and he seemed fine then. Well, these people, they can change. Anyway, I haven't got much time, so I must tell you, I am afraid you haven't much longer to make your decision. My decision? I don't know what you're going on about. I've told you I'm not going to your dimension. I'm not swapping around. I'm fine as I am, thanks. You're the one who's making a buck out of whatever it is that you do, and I'm happy just working in my library and doing podcasts and writing poems. Well, if that is really how you feel, Paul, then you must be prepared for something bad to happen soon. What are you going on about? Something bad? I don't understand. What do you mean? Something bad will happen soon. Somebody will die. It will be a murder. It may just look like an accident, but it will be a murder. Are you threatening me? Because if you are, then I won't be blackmailed. I mean, you can't attack my friends. You can't do that. No, Paul. You see, it is not me that is going to do it. I just know that there is a turning point coming up. If you stay here, then this person will die. If you swap places, I will be able to prevent it. What? That's crazy. Well, who is it? I need to tell them. I need to warn them that something bad's happening.
I'm sorry, I cannot tell you that.
Well, then you're as bad as the murderer.
Well, you know, I don't see why I should help you. I have asked you for help.
If you don't tell me who is going to be attacked, then you are as bad as the person who's done. I don't care what you say. If you're preventing me from knowing, then no, you're just as bad.
I know that's how you feel. Well, you have a little under 2 months to decide. This murder will happen on New Year's Eve.
So if I say I'll swap with you, how can I believe? How do I know that you're going to be able to stop this thing happening? This is crazy. You can't do this. I mean, this whole business with Cromitty, he could. Is it him? Is he going to do it? I mean, what has he actually been doing? I mean, this whole time, you told him to follow us.
Yes, yeah, I did that, but no, he is still set on having you as an experiment.
So is it him? It's him that is causing all this trouble. I mean, that's going to do the murder. So if we get rid of him,
I have already done that for you. At least, I don't think that you'll hear from him anytime soon.
I don't understand. What have you done?
I may have attached him to the back of one of the water buses. He may be a little bit worse for wear. He always was wet, eh?
That's a rubbish joke. I don't know how, you obviously didn't get famous from being a comedian.
No need to be rude, Paul.
You can't do this. You have to tell me who is going to be murdered. You can't force me to go to the other dimension.
It's really not so bad. Not for someone like you. You'll cope.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the other dimension. You should tell me. You should tell me what's happening. You're just as bad. I've said you're just as bad.
Well, think about it, Paul. Think about it. 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 Think about it.
Hey, where you? Great. It was quite a long time ago, Paul. It was. I thought they were safely there doing their own thing, and I was here. We wouldn't have to meet anymore. You know, I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. Yes, Paul, yes. Well, this time it was different. You had to go over there. I did. I had to go over there because Charlie demanded it of me. Yes, but he also offered you a very nice cherry pie and custard. He did. Well, not just me, all of us. So we all went over. We did. Yes. Martin, Yeti Uncle John, you and I, we went over. Yes, we did. And, we learned something, didn't we, Paul? We did. We definitely did learn something. But I think before we go into that, we should play a Sutton Park clip or something. Yes, Paul, let's do that. Let's do that. Some Sutton Park from the 1990s. Yes. And when we come back, yeah, you'll hear what happened at the pie seance. Yes, that's true. That's good. Yes.
No, nothing inside going on down the cellar now. What am I going to do? There's nothing down the cellar. Nothing going on down the cellar at all. Oh.
But Jay is wrong. There is something down in the cellar. An unwanted visitor. A troublemaker. A wounded soul. I have returned. I have returned. Right, viewers, I've heard from her, so I'm off. Okay, so I'll see you back up in London soon. Hopefully, I hope it works out. And I'll see you, alright? There's a bell striking. Oh, I'll see you.
There's nothing to do. Mr. Vaughan is all being all secretive. He's preparing for more filming with Nick for the next weekend, and I don't know, it's all bloody awful. Nice.
It's 9:49 p.m.
No ghosties in the shower. No.
It's 9:49 p.m.
Miss Paul's gone off to London now. I've got to go to sit here.
Hello, viewers. Well, quite a lot's happened since I last spoke to you. It's now mid-afternoon. I got to London, waited at Waterloo for Anna, as was arranged. About half an hour ago, I got a phone call at a phone box. I checked in a number. It was Anna. Apparently, on arriving in England from where she'd been staying, apparently at the airport she was approached by a man who warned her not to associate with me, and so she's had to leave. We're not going to meet her. She was warned off. Now, whether this was a government agent or whether this was, we don't know. Anna is away now. She's safe. She's all right. But she was actually warned off meeting me. Can you believe that? Actually warned off. But by who? And why?
Where's that little Jay? I haven't seen him for a little while. He's gone scampering off. I do hope Paul gets to meet his pen friend.
8:09 p.m.
Yes, I do hope Paul gets to meet Anna. It would be a shame if he didn't get to meet, wouldn't it? Oh dear.
It's 8:09 p.m.
What? What? A letter? Where? Oh, what's this? To whomever it may concern, I am forced to bring it to your attention that this particular episode 1519, is to be produced as a short-length episode. This measure is due to the previous recent episodes filmed in Birmingham having overrun. The Beach's controller. Good gracious! What?
It's 8:10 p.m.
Good gracious, the Beach's controller? He can't just rule on life. This is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. What's going on?
Yes, it's been good. Good various meetings. We've done a lot of meetings, haven't we, the last few days? Ending up in. Oh dear. Oh, hello, viewers. Hello, it's yes, George, me, Gavin. We've been going to a lot of meetings recently, and well, we decided to save convenience. We shared we're sharing a hotel room, and we've been chatting and things and discussing matters. And yes, it's been good.
Yeah. Well, we're still going to be opposition and stuff. We're still going to be opposition and working against each other, but we don't see why we can't meet now and again and have a chat, because we are the he's my dad.
Yeah. Did you hear that? I thought I heard someone at the door. Hello? Hello? Hey, Comedy! What's going on? Huh?
I do not know if you have heard, David. I have got back from the other dimension. There are two of us. Sylvia is dead, and I forgot to. Is the other one? And the things that are.
Oh, good gracious! Good gracious!
Wait, he's passed out. What's he talking about? What's going on? What's going on?
So, what exactly do you want with a ball of Suttonite, pray tell?
I don't know. What did you think of that frog that we ate the other day?
Well, I thought it tasted just like chicken.
Oh, well, you know what chicken tastes like.
I guessed.
I thought it tasted just like squirrel.
I thought you preferred seed to squirrel. Yeah, right.
It is time to leave Sutton Park, but our visit here has been useful. When we had Gorgongast in our grasp, the bracelet around his neck took all his memories. We were able to read his mind and learn why he was there. There is a conspiracy. Yes, but that is not all we learned. We also learned the exact whereabouts of the Resistance.
But surely the boss must already have known this information from having Mr. Loomer work for him. Surely he already knew the exact whereabouts.
No, he did not. Loomer was merely a spy, but he did not leave the Resistance enough for us to gain a complete picture. But Gorgongast and Ramesses, they come and go. Yes, this has been the most useful experiment. But it is time to leave.
I'm glad it's been of use. I shall see you again. Goodbye and good luck. How are you enjoying London?
I'm loving it so far.
What do you think of the view?
The view. I love the weeping willows. They're going down into the water. It's beautiful. I didn't expect London to be quite as beautiful as it is.
It's a whistle-stop tour, isn't it? It's a whistle-stop tour of everything.
Yes. Oh, I've seen so much today in it without even really trying. I'm sort of following you around.
Well, enjoy. How's Ireland? Don't go from day one.
Ireland was wonderful, and I'm going back. And I think that anyone with any brains at all should go there. So.
One last request. Can you say hello to my mum, please?
Oh, hello, Mum. Hello, Mrs. Chandler. How are you? And thank you so much for being so friendly and cooperative and helpful on the phone.
Can you say hello to other people you talk to at my house as well? The request.
And I know that Paul doesn't live there anymore.
You know them better than I do.
Right.
Lovely. This way.
So I'm very happy that you're all here. Well, thank you, Charlie, for bringing this to our attention.
It's fascinating. I don't think I know anything about this other dimension of yours, Paul, do I?
I can't remember, Martin. I really can't remember. Maybe before we started spending time together, before you joined the podcast.
It's fascinating. I've heard of seances and talking with ghosts and things, but I've never heard about other dimensions. At least, not in a seance form.
Yes, well, Martin, you've been involved in a lot of the weird goings on the Shy Life podcast. I'm pretty sure that your role with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I hope you didn't tell Tallulah about what we were doing today. I think that would freak her out.
Oh, she's quite open-minded. She knows what goes on.
I know. How is she? How is Tallulah?
Oh yeah, she's fine. Busy with the music school, of course.
Of course, yes. Well, no, I appreciate a trip out. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this pie seance goes, Charlie. Also, I'm very interested in this cherry pie that I heard mentioned. Oh, Yeti Uncle John, I was thinking of your stomach. Well, that's true. Yes, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with thinking about your stomach. You would say that, Charlie, but you're kind of right. Yes, well, everything is set up. Everything is set up, so I'm going to lower the lights, and we're sitting around a table, and we need to hold hands. Okay, yes, this is very much like the seance that I've been involved in before, which was Halloween, one of the Halloweens. Oh yes, I remember that, yes. Oh dear. Talking about communing with the dead, have you heard any more about long lost cousin Algernon? Did Uncle John, that's very bad taste. Long lost cousin Algernon isn't dead. He was just attacked and ended up in hospital. Yeah, well, the police, all those questions they had for you. Yeti Uncle John, don't bring it up. Poor Paul, he had nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, it's all right. Paul and I went down to the police station. We spoke to the policeman, and that was it.
I know. You had nothing to do with it. But I just wondered, have you heard anything about him? He's out of hospital, is he? I believe he's out of hospital. I haven't been in contact with him. I don't know why he inferred to the police that I might have anything to do with it. I have no idea who attacked him. It's all very fishy. It does sound a bit fishy, I must admit. Maybe, one or two of my shame jail friends are coming out of jail soon. I could get them to investigate. I think Coconut Jim would appreciate it. A little bit of investigation, if you know what I mean. Oh, no, please, Yeti Uncle John. Let's not talk about this. We're here to talk to Charlie. Oh, yes, I'm all ready now. So no more chitter-chat. We're very sorry, Charlie. We're very sorry. It's fine. Right. The lights are low. So just concentrate now.
All right, we're concentrating.
Yes, well, no talking. It's just me talking. Oh, blimey. That'll be hard for you, Paul. Yeti Uncle John, be quiet. Yeti Uncle John, shush now. Yes. So we are gathered here today to commune with the pies. Are there any spirits or voices out there that want to commune with us via this pie? Please, if there are, just knock once for yes, twice for no. If there are no ghosts, Sarah, they're going to knock twice. That's not what he means, Yeti Uncle John. He means if there are spirits, but they might not want to contact, so they'll just say no, passing on.
Oh, right, I see, yeah.
Oh dear. Quiet now, quiet. Let us listen. Is there any spirits that would like to contact us? That was a knock. So there are. Who is the message for? If you can hear us, say the name. Oh, there's no Ouija board then. Well, that's good. That takes ages, doesn't it? All the spelling out of messages. Oh, that is actually good. I was thinking, my spelling's not great, and sometimes it can be very confusing. I know your spelling's not good. I've seen that first draft of your autobiography. Yeah, you shouldn't have done. Be quiet, guys.
Shush now, shush.
Yes, be quiet. I repeat, if the spirit out there, please tell us, speak us the name of the person you have a message for. Shy Yeti. Oh, it's for me. We were kind of expecting it though, Paul. Well, I guess so. Shush, listen. So you wish to speak to Shy Yeti. What is it you want to say? We need your help. We need your help in the other dimension. We need your help. Only you can help, Shine Yeti. Only you can help us. Help us. Help us. But how can I help you? I don't like travelling across to the other dimension. You know, it concerns me that you need my help, but I mean, I don't do much travelling these days, what with the pandemic and all that sort of thing. I tend to like to stay at home. I mean, you're just making excuses, Paul. I can understand why he's nervous.
Yeah, well, there's a lot going on.
Well, I mean, he needs us. I can't just go gallivanting about. Shush now, the voices have more to say. Oh, do they? You must help us. You must help us. We need you. We need you, Shayeti. We need you. Only you can help. Only you can help us. You can help us. Only you. Only you can help. Only you can help. Please help us. Please help us. Time is running out. Time is running out. Time is running out. Running out. Oh dear, Paul. They do sound like, they're much in need. Yes, but I don't know how to get to the other dimension. It's not like you can take a train or something. Well, that's a good point. Well, ask it how you get there. We'll come with you.
Oh yeah, I'll come with you.
I may have a headache that day. Cromitty. I may have a headache that day too. That was going to be my excuse. Oh dear. Look, spirit voice, whoever that is out there, Martin and I will come over. We'll come, even if these two are too cowardly to come. We need Shayeti. It must be Shayeti. Shayeti. We need your help. We can do stuff. Martin and I, we're twice as good as any Shayeti. They are. They're very good. Martin, you don't need me in Cromitty. These two, they're much better. We need Shayeti. Please, help us. Help us. Aside from all that, how do we even get to you? Well, we've not travelled across dimensions for quite a while, and we need directions. They will come if you agree. You will receive directions soon, very soon. But it must be Shayeti that comes. Only Shayeti. We need you. We need you. We need you. All right, I'll come. Can't you send a contract or a letter? More details? It's all very flaky. I don't... I'm worried. What if I'm in danger? Well, that sounds like they're in danger. Yeah, but why do I need to be in danger just because they are? Paul, it's kind of selfish. Oh, I'm sorry, but it all seems to be on their terms. It has to be me. I can't bring any friends. That's not going to happen. I don't care. That's not going to happen. I'm not going by myself. I will bring at least one friend with me. Help us, Shayeti. Help us. I've said I'll help you, but I'm not coming alone. So just tell me what I've got to do. We will be in touch. We will be in touch. Soon. Oh, you think the voices have gone, Paul? I think that is the end of the message. Oh, I should think so too. That's quite enough. Oh dear. What a palaver. Oh dear. I don't like these pie seances, Charlie. Well, Paul, it's nothing to do with my pie. It's just the way that they communicated with you. Yes. So, what will you do? I guess I'll help them, but I'm not helping them by myself. I've said, Yeti Uncle John Martin, whatever, they'll come with me. I mean, we don't even know how to get there. Yes, but they said that they will be in touch. Yes, they did. Didn't say when. Could be days, weeks, months. It's all very frustrating, Paul, all very confusing. What if it isn't them? What if it isn't them? What you mean, if it's not the other dimensional me, or it's not Bold Sasquatch, or whatever? I mean, the other dimensional me, we had enough issues as it were. I don't know. I don't like this. Maybe they won't come back in contact. Maybe they won't be able to find a way for us to travel across dimensions. Maybe, Paul, maybe. Oh, it all sounds very exciting. Martin and I are looking forward to coming.
Oh, yeah. I think it would be a bit of an adventure.
You too.
Yes, Uncle John, you could take your camera.
Oh, yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, that's definitely going to be something that would be a selling point for any photos I took, the fact that they came from another dimension. Yes, well, business is over now. Now we must eat pie. Now you're talking, Charlie. Yes. Oh, I've got a shiver down my spine. I can still hear the voices in my ears ringing. Help me. Oh, dear. I'm very unnerved. I don't blame you, Paul. Well, Anyway, let's go and have some pie, I think. Yes, that would be great.
I can't wait.
Yes, come this way. Yes. Oh, this cherry pie, it really is one of the best I've ever had. Oh, I'm glad you said that. I can't wait to try it. Oh, yes. Oh, wonderful. So, listeners, that was the pie seance. And that cherry pie was something else, wasn't it, Cromitty? It was very good, Paul. Very good indeed, yes. Oh dear. So, it was interesting to see Charlie again. A shame it wasn't for something more, relaxed. Well, we haven't heard any more from the other dimension. I don't know how our next message will be received, whether we'll have to go back and see Charlie, and apparently he's had no more messages and the blockage is cleared. He's getting the usual amount of messages from dead fans, so he's happy. Yes, Paul. It does concern me, though. It does worry me. It worries me as well. Look, I think we've got a little bit more Sutton Park, and then it'll be the end of the episode. So let's have some more clips whilst we work out what's going on. And I think we're going to have Ig here at the end. So, yeah. So we better catch up with him. Have a listen. More Sutton Park. Oh, marvellous.
He's still unconscious. Oh dear.
Well, I didn't really understand what he said, but I mean, he's obviously back from the other dimension, but he said something about there being two of them. I don't think the other dimensional comedy might have come with them or something. Oh God, that could mean something. Oh, there's lots of rumours and stuff. I mean, could have been. I mean, good God.
It's possible. I haven't spoken to Paul for some time, and not even on the phone. So I haven't heard. I haven't heard the full details. I did hear some rumours of some bits and pieces going on, and I do remember Paul mentioning something about trying to get comedy back. Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief. What is going on? I think we better go and ring Paul, eh? Oh dear. Well, they might have gone home or something. I've gone away for the weekend. Oh dear. Wake up. Oh dear.
Oh, blimey. What does it always have to happen to us?
I don't believe this. I really don't believe this, huh? I'm just about to leave. We're going back for the weekend because we're hoping to catch up with Troby. And, well, it's not quite a weekend yet. Anyway, we're going to catch up with Troby because we want to sort out this business about this water sample. And I was just about to leave, and then Cleo gives me this letter. Seems like the beach's controller's been mucking around. Not with this episode, but the previous episode. Did you see this? Did you see this? Look. Yeah. 1519 we produced a short-length episode. I mean, goodness. First people are mucking around with my pen friends' lives and turning up at airports and telling them to go away. And then next thing I know, the beach's controller is just like... What's going on? I mean, what is going on? How... The beach's controller just can't do this. He can't do this. This is not just a television programme, this is real life. You have to have a word with that bloke and tell him what I think. And put my foot down. You can't go on like this. You can't just pick and choose, and something's got to be done. And soon. Before things get out of hand. Well, I just don't know. I wonder how much they actually learnt when Yorick did that test. How much information did that device actually take in? Oh dear. All that time there didn't seem to be anything, nothing seemed to be happening, and oh dear, I have a nasty feeling that we've given it all away without realising it, which could mean the resistance is in trouble. But we never really did find anything, did we? We never really found anything about the cover-up. We mapped Sutton Park, we never had anything about the cover-up, we just ended up giving ourselves away. Hiya. Troby's gonna come over pretty soon, get some things sorted. I'm really cross about this controller business. He can't do that to he can't do that to us. He can't just say, oh right, there's a cliffhanger coming up now. It doesn't happen like that. That's why all the episodes of Sutton Park are different lengths. Because we can't. I mean, that's what he wants to do, basically, isn't it? That's what the controller wants to do. He wants to establish a format to the series. He wants to say, right, okay, you've done your 10 minutes, cliffhanger coming up, 10 minutes or something. You know, some of our episodes are 15 minutes, some are 8, some are 6. We can't we just can't. It's real life. You can't just. Oh, it makes me really cross. And all this business with Anna as well, and not letting her come in to speak to me and stuff. We still don't know who did that. I have a nasty feeling that those two things could be linked. The controller and Anna. What if it could... I'm sure somehow they're linked. I mean, look at it this way. Anna, if she came into the series, she would be another character. And if the controller didn't want her to come in, and didn't want another character in the series, it's like another person to pay or another person to be involved, another more plot lines springing off. And if the controller doesn't want that, I'm sure he's linked somehow. Oh, I don't know if we'll ever find out, but anyway, Troby's coming over soon. Hopefully Gordon Goss Memories will be back as well. We're going to find out about this polluted water. Yes, Jay is going to help. I hope Jay and Troby don't end up arguing. We might be seeing Michelle later. We'll definitely see Nick. So we'll be very busy. I'll speak to you later, alright? Okie doke. Yeah. I'm heading up. Nick's doing some more filming tomorrow, so I'll do a bit more behind the scenes stuff. As I've kept rather low profile. Gordon Goss Memories ended up going to Sutton Park. I believe that's where they've gone, despite the fact I tried to warn them off. I've managed to keep quite low profile, as I said. Paul hasn't mentioned the subject about the cover up, the conspiracy. Honestly, I can tell you, it's not something you need to worry about. It's not important. Anyway, so I'm going to be off now. So get some things sorted out. I shall see you later. All right? Yeah. Okay. Hello. Good gracious.
What?
I heard you set up in here, but...
Well, flies and things.
Yes.
I've been living here.
Yes, you got the stuff... Getting the place sorted out, though.
I'm trying to work.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes. No, sorry.
I heard you... Jay popped down, had a chat. You don't know anything more about the conspiracy business?
Well...
You would tell me if you knew anything, would you? Because Horn has been keeping things from me. I know he knows something, but he's keeping mum about whatever it is.
I have thought, and perhaps there is something. But it's only a rumour, but yeah. Actually,
what?
I think I better tell you.
What? Yeah?
Oh, I can't.
Why?
Well, I've sworn to secrecy, really.
I would leave it then. Don't have no pressure into anything. Look, I got other things I got to show you. I got other things.
Now I feel guilty.
Don't worry about it.
But I do know something.
Well, think of it. If it's going to put you in danger, then there's been mumblings about. I should go down.
This is it. I mean, I'm in this up to my corks, really.
Don't put yourself in danger. You know? No, don't worry about it. At least you're being honest with me. You do know something you can't tell me. Horn is just evading the issue and Gordon Goss from Nemesis. Gordon Goss from Nemesis went.
I really can.
Okay.
I've got to get on.
I want your help in some other ways. Actually, I don't know. Jay, you got the sample? Jay, the sample.
You are sorry. Sorry. Oh, you're going to put it there. I'll put it there. Hello. Hello.
Oi, don't pull those.
Oh, sorry.
It's a sweatshirt.
Oh.
Get back, you'll break it.
Oh.
Come here.
Oh.
Come here.
Oh.
Who's your shoulder?
Thank you.
Anyway, batteries have run out anyway.
I brought these to sample the water.
Oh, yes,
What did the other things? They've got to feed. You've got what?
What?
You did, but you know
Speak
something.
English.
You know something about the conspiracy.
I know
Don't.
something, but
What you got to tell us? Go on, you got to tell us.
I'm worried. I mean, if I tell...
You've got to tell us. No, you've got to tell us. You've got to tell us.
I don't have to.
You do. It could be we things that Paul could get worked up for things.
Yeah, but he's used to it.
He
knows the dangers. He knows the risks.
You'd rather he didn't know and could be in danger than tell him and you'd not know what is going on.
Ignorance is bliss.
Well, you might think, but we don't think that, do we, Paul?
Jay, just leave it. Mr. Trowbridge can't tell us, and he can't tell us.
No.
There's nothing we can do about it. We'll just have to find out ourselves.
Yeah.
Hi viewers. Keep you updated. It would seem that since last Jay spoke to Troby, he has found something out about the conspiracy, but he's chosen not to tell me, so whatever. I don't want to jeopardise anything. I mean, anyway, we'll sort it out. As you know, I'm supposed to be going to Reading. There's supposed to be something going there, but that's only the information that all I know about the Reading business is that what Valgard said through Mallet, and that was only very brief before. Because I mean, as you remember, Valgard started telling us things, and then we had to rush off and do the comedy business. Anyway, it's been a while now, and we've just been so busy. Anyway, I've given Troby the sample that I took from that river in London. Yeah, the one which poor Barlow drunk from and got really ill. And, as you remember, last time I went there, the water was didn't appear to be no longer polluted, but that stone that we found vanished. Yeah. How are you doing? Are you? As I was saying to the viewers, that water was polluted. Barlow drank it about 6 months ago, and it made him really very ill. As Nick and I had gone back there to try and, almost to see what on earth was polluting the water.
Well, I've stuck a catalyst in there.
Yeah.
You're not going to get results straight away.
Okay.
It's going to take an hour or two for the.
Yeah.
If there is anything in there, I've actually.
Do you think
some heavy water in?
And I don't know much about.
If there is anything in there, and the heavy water will make it fall out. And
I don't know much about science. I just wondered if
you surprised me.
Well, let me tell you what I thought. I thought that maybe, the water was polluted. Somebody came along and thought, oh no, we polluted the water, we're going to get in big trouble.
Yeah.
So we'll cover the pollution up by polluting it with something like a disguising agent or something. So in fact, is that sort of how it is, or?
Well, it would rather depend on the molecular structure of the stuff in there. It is possible for, like when you dissolve something up in water.
Yeah.
The idea is that it goes in between the molecules themselves.
Yeah.
In this case, I think you probably have to do something quite clever to the atomic structure, but it's not impossible.
The thing is, the source of this spring. There's a spring. This was obviously just an example, but in London, the actual source of the river, which was polluted, was this strange stone that was just sitting in the middle of these woods, and it was the water was actually coming out of it. And that was the water that was polluted.
Spontaneous.
When I came,
water from a
it wasn't like a rock in a mountain. It was like an ornamental stone. But when I went back there last week, when I found the water was all back to normal again, the stone had vanished. So I think there's some sort of big cover up. So anyway.
But yeah.
So what's this doodle?
Oh, it's well, remember the haggis business?
Yeah.
In the end, we took it to my friend Tracy, who stuffed it, mounted it.
Yes.
And last I recall, she stuck a feather in it, and it's now pretending to be an Indian.
Great.
Somehow she's got the sort of Scottish nature out of it, and it's sort of this Tracy's patent neutron microscope company. Yeah, she's taken into making microscopes as well. I mean, you've heard of electron microscopes.
It is concerning, Ick. Yeah.
And you're still waiting to hear, how you should get across there.
Yeah. I can't remember how we got there before. I don't think it was ever something that we could just plan.
Well, I might be able to plot a course.
Yeah. I'm very concerned how they just wanted me to go by myself. I said no way, basically.
Oh, absolutely not. Could be a trap. There's
enough weirdness going on. And now we're waiting on tenterhooks, something else to add to all of the things that are going on in the background of this show.
Well, you have to keep making episodes and just go about your daily business. Can't worry about it.
No, well, I don't know when we'll hear, if we'll hear. I just can't work out what they would want from me. We haven't heard from them for such a long time, and it can't be good. I mean, it isn't good. I could hear from the sound of their voices. They were distressed, or it was upsetting.
I'm not surprised, Paul.
Anyway, how are you, Ick? How's Ark? How's life as a working parent?
Paul, every day's a joy.
Really? You've taken to it very well.
Oh, yes, but he's a very good boy. He just likes to sit in the corner and read.
Yeah, maybe once the weather gets out, you can, you go out for days and things.
Maybe, yes, and I hope to take him to some planets and things.
Yes, that would be good.
You must come over, Paul. We haven't seen you at the ship for ages.
Yes, I noticed you didn't bring him today.
No, Comedy's over there now, babysitting. But you should come. I'm keeping him in the ship, for the moment, because, Sister Ooh said that it's best that, for the first few months, they should stay indoors whilst they develop.
But, yeah, well, what looks quite developed already.
Yes, Paul, he's a good boy. He's doing very well, strong and healthy.
Strong and healthy, yes, definitely strong and healthy. Yeah. Well, I think that's all we've got time for, listeners. It's a bit of a sort of, to be continued, I think, with this one. We are in demand in the other dimension.
Oh, you are, Paul?
Well, yes, I am. It's all very mysterious. Don't know what they want. Would be nice if someone could just send me an email. Can you get emails that go across dimensions? Ick, do you know?
Well, it's almost like deliberately mysterious, isn't it?
yes, pie seances and all that is deliberately... So I can't help but think it's a trap. It's either not my alternate self or Bold Sasquatch or at all, or they're having some sort of renewed attempt to get me to move over there. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Not one bit.
I don't blame you, Paul. I don't blame you. We should take this very cautiously.
We should, yes. Well, listeners, we don't know when we'll hear from them again. It's just, a stepping stone to more, I suppose. But, oh dear. Do you think we could get long-lost cousin Algernon to move over to the other dimension? He'd probably fit in much better.
Now you're talking. Yes. Maybe all of the people that are causing you trouble, you could get them, taken to the other dimension and forget about them for good.
Yes, although if we did that, we would have to find new drama from some other source, I suppose.
Oh, well, maybe.
Well, I'm glad everything's going okay, Ick, and it's been good catching up with you, listeners. When we hear more, we'll let you know, I suppose. We won't make any rush judgments from not just rushing over there. It's all too weird, all too uncertain. But anyway, there you go. Pie seances. They're a thing. Who knew it? But anyway, we'll be back again soon. You take care. And thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. And okay. Bye-bye for now. Say goodbye, Ick.
Oh, yes. Goodbye, Ick. Goodbye.
Bye now, listeners. Bye-bye. Hello, Paul the Shy Yeti, can I help? It's just me, Paul. Oh, Cromitty. What are you doing? Are you still over at the spaceship? I am, Paul. I'm still babysitting Ugh. Yes, how's it going? I think Ick has just left. He'll be back with you quite soon. Then you can come back here again. Oh, yes. Okay, but I need to pop in and see Yeti Uncle John on the way back. I think he's at the Magpie Hut. Yes, I think that's. Yes, I think he is. What's up though? Why did you need to call? Well, partly I was just ringing to see if Ick was on his way back because I'm feeling very uncomfortable. Oh, sorry. Here comes Uck now. We'll put him on. Okay. It's your Uncle Paul, Uncle Shy Yeti on the line. Say hello.
Hello, geezer. I haven't seen you for a while. I'm missing you, Uncle Paul. Oh, you must come over.
Yes, I must. I had a little bit of a cold. I didn't want to, bring it over with me. So I just sort of, keeping safe.
Oh, well, I hope we'll see you very soon.
Yes. Keeping up with your reading?
Oh, yes. I've been reading some really nasty stories, really dark stories, all about ghosts and murders. It's wonderful.
Oh, good. Great. Well, I better go.
Yes, I've got to read all about a true life murder now, so I better go.
Oh, how wonderful. Bye now. Yes. You see what I mean, Paul? All he does is read books about murders. Oh, dear. Are you sure that Yeti Uncle John isn't his father? At times they sound very similar. I don't think so, Paul. Although Ike did say to me that the strange ways that alien pregnancies work, they often do take sort of traits from the people that the mother, or the host alien, the sort of people they hang around with. So might find that he's taking on a little bit of all of our personalities. Really, I don't see that. I mean, I do like horror films and things, so maybe that's the part of him that he's got from me, but he does sound very much like Yeti Uncle John at times. It's quite unnerving. Yes. Well, anyway. Oh, I can hear the theme music coming. It could be there. You won't be with him by yourself for much longer. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, he really gives me the creeps. I hate to say it about, the child of a friend, but there's something not right with him. Right, I know what you mean. All right, well, I'll see you soon. Yes, Paul. Yes. Goodbye for now. See you soon. Goodbye, Cromitty.
Oh, what a wonderful murder.
Oh, lovely. Oh, dear.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
What's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
How are you, magpies? You all looking well, yes? Oh, weather will be better soon. We can spread your wings a bit more. Hello, it's me, Cromitty. Oh, Cromitty, whilst you're here, I might have to take some photos of you with the magpies. Oh, yes, great. Yes, I'm just coming back from the spaceship. I've been babysitting your son. What? What are you talking about? Well, it's just something that Paul was saying. Something that I learned from Sister Ooh. Oh, yes, exactly what? Well, apparently, because, Uck doesn't really have a father, and not in the traditional sense. And apparently the way the babies develop, they take personality traits from people who spend a lot of time with their mother, for want of a better word. Oh, really? I didn't know about this. Yes, so Uck may have personality traits of all of us. As strange as it seems. I was just talking to Paul, and he said that Uck's voice is, well, it's not a million miles away from your own accent. Well, I guess now you mention it, I've not spent a lot of time around him, to be honest, because, he gives me the creeps, but, yes, well, he gives everybody the creeps except for Ike. Dear. Funny to think that you could be partly responsible for the way he is. Now, don't you be blaming me, Cromitty. I'm not creepy. Well, not usually. No, I don't find you creepy. No, I find you quite charming. Yeah, well, thank you. But I don't think Uck's ever going to be charming. He's too much. Well, he's just too much, isn't he? He is. Dear, oh dear. I am worried about all this business. There's so much worrying going on. Uck and long-lost cousin Algernon, and now messages from the other dimension. It all feels like it's brewing up to something. Oh, well, I don't know about that, Cromitty. It's just sort of the way of the Sherlock podcast, isn't it? It can take a long time to develop. But maybe it won't happen for hundreds of episodes. Maybe. Oh dear. Well, where do you want me to stand for these photos? Yeah, just over there with the magpies. maybe just under a top button or something. Oh, it's Uncle John. I feel embarrassed. No, it's all right. I can't stay long. I have a coffee date to go on. A coffee date? Well, who with? Some friend of yours? Well, no. Just a friend of Paul's that he's put me in contact with. He's I am young and single. Well, I'm single, so a date. Is it a date? You're going on a date? Yes. Who with? With Milo. With Milo. What? That really small friend of Paul's. The little man, the very little man. Yes. He can change size though. He's not always. Anyway, I don't have to explain it to you. Oh, well, you should be careful. One coffee can lead to all sorts of things. Well, maybe I wanted to. Well, if you're going to be like that, let's not bother taking any photos. You probably need to get hurrying along. In that case, I will hurry along. You're right, I haven't got time for photos. I'll see you later. Yes. Don't do anything I wouldn't. In fact, no, the opposite. Do nothing that I would do. Oh, what? Property. Goodbye. Silly man. I probably should not have mentioned it, but, I wanted to see how he'd react. Well, that is how he reacts. Silly blighter. Going out on blind dates with people. What does he want to do that for? Silly. Just come on, magpies. Let's oh dear. Let's practice all your flying things. Yes. Let's work out a new routine. Oh, I can't be bothered. I'm going to the pub. You can come with me if you want. I'm fed up. I'm bored. Come on.
Kitty dearie. Kitty. Oh, I love Dee Dee. Well, gotta tell you, I didn't expect that. I'm flabbergasted.
512.
This is just the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
512. Oh my God, is this show over with yet? 512.
See ya. Bye.
Don't know where he's gone.